do another video for those who are sick to the back teeth of me. Oh good, me mic's breaking. Right, so the reason for doing this, if you look just below me in here, this is the new Dolphin. Now it's the first prototype. It's 95% there. The other 5% is buggered, but you know, you'll see as we go along in this video, you're going to see. Now I thought it'd be quite good fun because no one's going to believe I've done this, so probably won't believe it anyway. But so what I've done is I've obviously put it together. It's all assembled. I've been downstairs. I've taken a video outside in the conservatory, which looks like a goldfish bowl. You know, it does look like one from the outside, so we could pretend this is underwater, but obviously it's not. You'll see there's a couple of sea lions there, but that's not really helping. Just to test, really, just to see what it's like coming through here, through the lens covers. This is what I want to do, and I'm also, while we're doing this video, or I'm doing this video, I'm actually going to do it, take them apart, show you the whole process, and because I've not done this yet, so I'm going to do this on camera, and then I might not publish this, but there. You never know. So if it comes out, you know, it went reasonably well and it didn't go pear-shaped. Which means it might be quite long. So if there's a big gap, like when I'm really taking all the cameras out, I might put skip 2, but you can continue watching if you want to, but I might put a couple of skip 2 messages with the timing in it. Someone asked me on one of the messages, it said, can you not do this to camera? In other words, can I put the camera up here? The trouble is, I've got a TV here, and I still haven't got around. I've been so busy doing it, I haven't had time to. So I will at some point. I'll put the camera up there so you can see me, but it does allow you to see a bit more of the desk. Anyway, well, I'm not a professional at this anyway. So right, a couple of things. If you look on the right hand side here, you see new colours. I did a test the other day. That looks really pink. It actually, when it arrived, because it's supposed to be red. Okay, this is red, and it arrived and it. That's a bit pink. Well, I don't mind. I don't know, you know, why. But having said that, this maybe it's the colour. I don't know, because this shirt's definitely red. So, but there's a whole lot of colours. So you can see now in the chart. Oh, God. Yeah, you can see in the chart. There's lots of colours now. Now the black and white one are the normal texture, which is semi. It's not rough. It's textured. Okay. These ones have been, the coloured ones have been smooth. It's called polished. It's not, and all it does is it takes the rough edges off. They roll it in silicone balls or something. But and yeah, it's actually quite nice. It just kind of takes some of the rough edges off. So it's actually quite nice actually. But I had to obviously print it and test it to make sure it didn't affect the fittings, which it's fine. So yeah, so now you've got multiple colours there. It's quite good fun, I must admit. Right, before I carry on, I will say thank you to all the people. We're up to about 40 of the actual units now, but about, I think, 15 people have actually bought the Mark IIs, which I put a 20 quid on top of it. And it basically covers me so I can do this stuff. Okay, this is what it's for. So I do the design, obviously, and I can print this, and you know, it makes it worthwhile. So all the money that comes in, I'm spending. And I also got some money from YouTube. Advertising 180 quid. Admittedly, that was for my most popular one, which is one of my Amiga 3000, which I think was 160,000 hits or something silly like that at the moment. So that's where most of that's come from. But anyway, so right, so that's we've got this other news. I've been posting obviously on my VR Experience Facebook page. It'd be nice if you can go on there and like it. People are liking it. I do appreciate it. The likes are going up, but I also John's actually released the software. It's on a very limited release at the moment because we just want there's one little bug, something to do with a memory leak or something like that. And it's only with the advanced bit with the this bit. No, it's not even on there. Look, let's go to his page. So here's his page. It's to do with the previews. When you play around with them, it can sometimes crash the machine when you refresh it. If you load the previews, first time it's fine. You can play around with it. Again, we've got a virtual reality viewer, which when it's completely finished, will allow you to go. Now, bear in mind they're squares. It's not stitched. Will allow you to look around, just get a feel for how these are shooting. More importantly, if I scroll down here, so you can see he's done quite a nice little how to use this. More than that. He said, I don't think it's very good. Looks great to me. Right, can you see this? The previews. So this is what the cameras are doing now. The only trouble at the moment is the smallest resolution he can output, I think 5 megapixel, and it takes about 30 seconds to load these, which is really frustrating. If we could do a 640-480 kind of snapshot, brilliant, but there isn't a mode in there that's going to allow us to do that. So we're looking into. We tried scaling it for anyone asks. We have actually tried scaling it, but by time scaling it, and then it's as broad as it's long. So this is actually a nice little app. It's available. There's still a couple of bugs in it, and he's looking for feedback. It is actually very good. So basically what it does is, I think you've seen this hopefully in the last video. Basically what it does is you turn your app on, you sync all your cameras link into the phone or tablet, but preferably phone. And then they tether to the phone basically. Okay. Then you do a snapshot which takes a picture of everything. If you want to do, you don't have to do a preview, but if you want to see a preview of what the lenses are seeing, and then you can start the recording, stop the recording, take a snapshot, backwards and forwards, whatever you want to do. Also, when you start recording, after a couple of seconds, you'll hear a beep noise on one camera, and the idea of that is to sync all of them up. So it's a nice little tool. Please be patient. It's not completely bug free. Okay, and at the moment it's free. I'm trying to talk him into charging a little bit for it, but we'll see about that. But yeah, so the app's good. Now, if you're going to just take your rig out and you're going to go somewhere and you're just going to turn it on and do a quick recording, it's not worth starting the app for that. But if you're in a studio setting or something like that and you want to set them up and you're not ready yet, set them all up ready to go, and then you can capture at any point in time, start from your app, that's where it becomes very useful. And there is a lot more features we're going to add to it and so on. But the other point is, I'm going to advertise other people's rigs. Any Xiaomi Yi, any 6 rig, at the moment it's 6 cameras it's set for. It will be able to do more, but at the moment it's set for 6. So for example, one of these little chaps, yeah, if you've got one of them, works with that as well. We're not saying you can't. It does say Brahma on it because we're between us. I mean, he's bought them a rig and he likes it, I think. So he's done the software, invested a lot of time in software, but it has been made available for all Xiaomi Yis. Okay, so that's that. What else was there? I think actually. Okay, so let me just go for a little bit. Right, so let me just switch. See cameras over to here. Can you see them? No, let's go. That's a bit better, right? So you can see the rig. So as you can see, it's all set up nicely, and what it does is, I don't know if you can see this. Let me pick this up. Okay, so what we have, it's a bit like the old rig. See these screws in here. Okay. Now at the moment I'm having to use 30s. I can't get 25 mils, so at the moment I use long ones. And there's a locking nut. So basically you screw that into there, and at the back there are back stops. Let me just see what it's looking at. Yeah. Okay. Can you see these back stops, which stop the camera going back any further, and then you tighten it up. Now originally, and there was someone asked the question, what about stopping it falling out? When these are done tight, it isn't going anywhere, and if you pull that, the only thing that's going to give is going to possibly snap this. So that is actually very good with this grip. I thought it would grip, but it grips even better than I thought. So that's very good, and the back stop's there to position. Now, here comes the first error in the rig. I think there's only one or two actually, to be fair. The back stops are in the wrong position slightly, and because obviously I modelled, if you look on this, if I turn that bit up, let's go back, hang on, I'll drop back into here. When it gets there, right, so if you see here, if I turn off the cameras, no, that's the wrong one. If I turn off the rig, right, so I've modelled these as accurately as possible to the actual rig, it's to the waterproof housing itself, and I think I'm ever slightly out, so I'm going to have to adjust it slightly. But basically the back stops are not quite there. They're perfect here, but it just needs to go back like 0.5 millimeter. I mean literally 0.5 millimeter to 1 millimeter to drop back. So but I still thought I'd do the test. Okay, I thought I'd do the test because even though I know that they're out of position, not much, very little actually. One of them is actually quite badly out of position, which is this one around the back here. If I turn this, it's actually quite difficult to turn this around. This one, I don't know if you can. Let me switch back to the other camera. Okay, so can you see how badly that one's out? Yeah, that's just That's just rubbish design, I'm afraid. So I got to adjust these, okay. But that's really the only thing that's wrong with it. A couple of these were a little bit tight pushing them in, but it still fits. But I'm gonna swap them out with the correct ones, and then they should fit beautifully. There is I have noticed actually they are twisting slightly. I don't know if it's what it is. I think it's slightly, the camera's slightly twisting around, but it's there now. The other thing I'm going to change is I'm going to put some stiffening in. Okay, I was trying to get this to be the same price as the Brahma6. Okay, I think it's going to go up by 10-20 quid or something, because this is at the moment it's coming out about the same price. So because the printing cost is an awful lot of material, it is about 20% actually physically bigger than the other rig. In fact, if I don't like hiding things from people, so if you can see this, yeah, hopefully you can see it's about 15%, 20%. It's actually 20 mil or so. You can see it is slightly bigger. But having said that, the reason for that, and before anyone says about it, I cannot go any smaller because there are gaps, yes, but there are in two places to the cameras the backstops are touching. So I'm working on the basis. My personal belief is having the cameras centered, which that one is a bit twisted, as I said. Actually, no, it might be that. Actually, no, there's nothing wrong with that. It's an illusion. It's this camera making me think that it's twisted. It's not. If I hide that, it looks right. I can't get any closer because I'm working on a basis I want the centers in the center of the faces. Now, someone did say to me, no, that doesn't matter. I'm personally think it does. And unless someone who writes the actual, I mean, I'm doing my own stitching software, and even I can see that it's better for the thing. So anyway, so that's that. I'm waffling on here, aren't I? Right. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to take these apart, show you how these come apart. Now, my concern is that you can see what I'm doing. So if I tip that down a bit there, right. Okay, so you should be able to, in fact, where is this on here? As you can see, I'm using one of my other cameras. No, it doesn't like that, does it? Let's leave that like that. Right. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to this is all you have to do. Once you've done these up, you just have to loosen. Now I did think about putting a catch, like a clipping mechanism, so it clips into place. The trouble is I'd have to give it a bit of tolerance because of printing accuracy. And if I do that, it's going to be loose, and then it will rattle. And to be honest, these are so strong. These they're stronger than the other one. These are so strong, it ain't going nowhere. And all it's moving is it's bending this. So that's why I'm thinking of putting some bracing in here. Another reason for putting a bit of bracing in, just to give it a bit more stiffness. Because if you pull that, this bit won't give. That ain't going nowhere, but it will bend that. So of course, if you get vibration, yes, the camera. Someone mentioned on the other one about the camera's vibrating. Well, if you shake any old camera about, I would have thought it's going to vibrate. Anyway, let's move on from this. Right. All I'm going to do is I'm going to pop them out. I'll show you how easy it is to get them out. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put a spanner in there, screw in here, and it's just basically an M5. Okay, one little turn, out it pops. Yeah, comes out like that. Flick that, open that, pop that out. There you go. One camera. Pop that back in. Clip. Back. Okay? Simple as that. Let's tighten it up just a little because I'm not going to use this again. I might go in the swimming pool if I'm allowed. Find it when it's empty. Right, let me just. This is the bit that's going to take me a little while, I'm afraid. But so I'm not going to stop recording because I might have something interesting to say, which is highly unlikely. Right. Okay, so that comes off. Oh, there you go. Now, one thing to note about these is these little waterproof cases. Now, they're a very specific waterproof case. There are other types, and I've done it for these, and I will give you the link. And I am considering getting a load of them in and actually making sure you get the right ones because the design is done for this specific model of waterproof case. And the other thing I will say when you do get if you get one of these is, and it's very important to understand this, that it might be worth testing the waterproofness out of them. Okay, because I mean they're £6-7. You wouldn't want to put your £50 camera in there, so what I would suggest you do is you just test it. I mean, that's common sense, isn't it? It's not. I mean, admittedly, I don't think you'd need to test the one. There's a nice one out there called the Abyss, which looks amazing. And I did look and I thought, oh, I might have a look at that. $4,500. I thought, no, I'll give that one a miss. Just this month, a bit short this month. Total price of this so far. Forget the cameras, okay. But these are £6. Sorry, these little holders are £6.50 each. I think the rig is going to probably come in at just over £100. It might be sort of like 110 or 110 to 120, something like that, because I'm going to have to add more material, I think, just to make sure it's nice and strong. Okay, so let me grab this. Of course, the other reason for showing you this, some people can say, well, you know, because I used John's software while I was doing this, and the previews actually looked very good. Previews did look very good, so I think these are actually quite good. The glass is actually quite good. It's important you keep them clean. The other thing about these cheap ones is, one thing I noticed is, if you clip it in, it's got a spring on it. But you see, it's not locked. Or you can make sure, you just push that back. Make sure that it's, because you don't want it coming undone. Okay, very important. Right. See if I can get this one. Last one. Now, it's not a quick release. It's not actually that bad. Personally, I don't think so. I mean, now I'm not a diver, so I'm gonna take advice on people who are, but I would have thought you're going to if you're going to go diving, you've got about an hour's battery in it. So someone did ask about putting bigger batteries in, too much trouble, and make it even bigger. I didn't want to go there. So you get about an hour of usage, maybe a little bit longer if you don't use the Wi-Fi, to be fair. I would have thought you're just going to take it, you're not going to use this for more than an hour. I could be completely wrong. And then maybe we need to think about new batteries and swapping out cameras and stuff like that, but you know, the whole point here was to make it, you know, do a functionality within a budget. Right, so let's get that out of the way. Okay, now I'm going to go back onto the other camera, get this one out of the way. There we go. Right, now what I'm going to do is tidy up a little bit. Again, I might crop this out, but we will see about that. I don't know yet. What's going to happen if I pull that out now? I've lost my... Okay, so this might go a bit weird with the information on the screens and stuff like that. What you see might look a bit weird, so because I'm obviously doing it on the same computer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plug each camera. Now it also show you the process of how you do this. If anyone doesn't know how you do this, might actually be quite handy just so you can see how I do this. All right, let's get let's do waterproof folder. Let's call this Dolphin test. Oh, well, that was good, wasn't it? Hang on. Right, so call this Dolphin test. Dolphin test. And then we go, that's not A, K. Right, so if I go into DSIM, I'm sure most of you know how to do this. Let's go date monitor. What is the date? 25, what's today? It's the 30th. Oh, please don't say it's messed up the dates again. 2008, because the battery goes flat and then you end up with, let's have a quick look at this. Let me see, this looks like it. So yeah, sorry about this. Again, I might cut some of this out. Okay, I think that might be it. I've got a problem with my dates. Let's put that in there. as I said, I may well cut this. Call that 1. Actually, no, I won't keep that. Sorry. Right. Okay. So that's that one done. That's 1. Yes, I know. Well, I should be a bit quicker now. Oh God, did I just deleted the wrong thing? Okay. Right. Doodaloo. Desim media. What we got here? Yeah, that looks. I just need to set that date, don't I? On that other one. Obviously, I let the thing go off. Okay. Now this would be a good example of seeing, because it's obviously you're going to be affected by the glass on the front. But let's have a look at this. It doesn't. Now, interestingly, the audio, you can hear the audio. Now, I have recorded the audio separately on my phone, so just in case, but not that I really recorded that much with it. Right, let's turn it on. It's a bit of a process, this, but okay, let's get another one. Let's get the next one. If you are sticking with this, sorry it's taken a while, but you know, you can, as I said, you can skip forward. Three. Okay. Okay, yes, 3. Let's trouble is when we're talking, it's probably taking me longer to do it as well. Yeah, it was only on one camera, it ran out. Yeah, okay. One of them. Look at that, how annoying. And also, the good thing about doing this is, see when I'm obviously release it, but obviously I will be because you're looking at it. But you can see the whole process of me going through this, and then I've got auto panel loaded on here as well in a second, so I'm just going to literally drop these in. So looks like the same problem again. So let's go to the latest 2008. Oh God. Date modified. What is today? Today's. This is a pain, isn't it? It doesn't look so good, is it? Can I go by the latest? No, oh, that might be the thing to do. Is go by the latest number. 2nd of the 1st. Is that it? Looks about the right size. Oh, that, yeah, that actually does look like it. Okay, this is the Brahma Dolphin. Yeah, there we go. Brahma Dolphin. That gave it away, didn't it? Hopefully you like the name as well. It's the usual thing. It's like, well, what are you going to call it? Dolphins firm. Actually, I did think call it sea lion because my wife was a sea lion trainer up until a while ago in the Woburn Zoo. But dolphins just sounded quite good. Right, so let me just turn some of these off. Get rid of that. So this is 6 videos. Now I'm going to pull this out of the way a bit so it's going to kind of disappear off the screen a bit. And let's move that down there and bring AVP forward. And then I'll chuck all these into here. This will be interesting. This will be interesting because I'm using my PC, which is a bit of a monster actually, to be fair, but I'm using my PC to encode this video, and the GPU is going to be using this. So this might go pear shaped. We'll see. Synchro. Let's just do a synchro. Let's just see if this works. Oh, okay. So I'm always dubious about that. I've got to be honest. Right, give me that. Right, that stitch. I'm just going to use this GoPro Hero 3 settings. Oh yeah. Oh, I might start dropping frames. Is it? Because this is heavily GPU usage. I bet it'll crash. And it'll be interesting to see if the recording software crashes, or Auto Panos crashes. Yeah, it will be interesting, I'll tell you. Okay, let me bring this over here. Oh, okay. Hang on, let's lift that. There's my wife sitting there reading a book thinking, what the hell are you doing again, Steve? And yeah, look at that. Right, now, you've seen I've done nothing to that. Okay, I've just dropped that in. Okay, looks fine to me. In fact, I'm kind of tempted. How long is it? It's quite long, isn't it? So I could crop it. I don't need the whole thing, do I? Let me just see. See if I can find a bit while I start talking. Okay, if I go to there, let's go from there. I am actually impressed. I've got to be honest, because I use I forget what's it called. I always forget what it's called. I use a really cool broadcasting recording system, and it's very heavy GPU based. So all the videos that are coming into it streams, and it's capturing the screen, doing all that. It's doing it at the same time. And Auto Pano is a great piece of software, but it does crash, you know. But it didn't that time, so that's quite interesting. I'm quite pleased about that. So let's just straighten this up. That looks about right. Okay, so we'll make that, and then we'll make this. I'll just do a short version. If I do a short version, actually, you don't need the whole thing. I'm just going to actually render this. I won't touch the colour. Okay, I'll leave the colour as it is. I'm going to render. You can see that. Yeah, you can see there's a slight. The stitching's gone off a bit there. But let's do a render. Let's now. Okay, so it wants to render it at 4820. So you can now. This is a good thing for you to see. It's over 4K. It's well over 4K. So I have to back this up to let's go the UDHT. Now I could record it. Actually, there's a cinema one or something. I forget what it's called now. But I have to drop this down to 38 for otherwise it gets the ump, right? So now it's got that, and I'm going to set this at 30 frames a second, which is half. The cameras are doing 60 frames a second, and they're outputting at 1600 by 1200, the cameras, and you get this quality. So it's way over. It's not 8K, 6.5, whatever, but it's well over 4K. So you have to bring it down. So you've got more information to work with, which is always good. That's why you get quite good results. So if I just press render now, hopefully this isn't going to go pear-shaped and wipe out my recording, but it might